Here is a trivia for you guys. Bougainvilleas are the easiest and the hardest plants to propagate. Yes, that's right. I feel and I believe and I can prove it to you. Either you can do it or you can't do it. There is no in between. That's why I call it one of the easiest and one of the hardest plants to propagate. Hey plant lover, how you doing? Welcome once again and thank you for tuning in. Now coming to the propagation of bougainvilleas, one of the best plants, popular plants which is propagated and propagated all over the globe. There is so much content available and still there is something mysterious about the plant. What would be the best month, best soil, best conditions, best fertilizer, best watering schedule, and the list goes on. Why so much curiosity around bougainvilleas? Well, there are quite a few reasons to it. This plant is readily available everywhere. You would not find so many different colors, varieties in any other plant species. Can withstand favorable to harsh conditions with aplomb. Not a high maintenance plant. A perfect plant to learn propagation, grafting, air layering, root training, branch training, pruning, etc. And these reasons make it a perfect plant to have in your garden and work with it to get the best results for your efforts. Hope you are all set. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. Let's begin. The first thing you got to do is make sure you get a cutting from an older plant. 2+ years is what I would suggest, and your cutting should be 1 or 2 centimeters in diameter. And use a pruner, don't just tear away a branch. Now the second thing is, let's say you need 30 minutes to kind of take these cuttings before potting. Make sure you make those smaller first rock cut and mark it with the knife, the bottom, because no point in putting a cutting in a pot. If you turn it upside down, it won't propagate. And the second thing obviously it does is those 30 minutes, each individual cutting would callus and it would be beneficial in the longer run. So now next thing you do is remove all the leaves, remove all the thorns and scrap the bottom at least an inch between nodes and internodes. This is where you'll get your roots. And now this is something I call the most important step. You need to sterilize your cuttings. Use cinnamon powder in water. It's readily available. Every kitchen, every household would have it. So like a half a liter or less of water and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Make that solution and your fungicide is ready, and the growth hormone also. Now let these cuttings sit in this water, the solution, for at least 4 hours. Longer than that, again, you will spoil the cuttings. So make sure 4 hours to 6 hours, that's it. Then now prepare the pots. Important thing is soil mix. You can have, cocoa peat and sand in 80% and 20% ratio. The most important thing here is make sure you have a drainage hole in all the pots, because that's very critical for bougainvilleas or in fact any other plant. You can pre-soak these pots, or right after you put those cuttings in these pots, make sure you water it thoroughly. Fill the pot up to the brim, and this is what we get after, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks. Most of your cuttings are growing really well, and this is the scene after 4 weeks. Once you see the leaves, make sure you water more frequently, because then they need to develop more roots, more leaves, and make a lot of food. That's after 2 months. Most of my cuttings, they flower in 3 or 4 months. If you apply all my techniques correctly, you will also get them to flower sooner. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, and yes, don't forget to subscribe. Remember that series. I'll see you again. Take care.